A federal judge in New York has denied the Department of Justice's request to unseal grand jury material from Jeffrey Epstein's criminal case. It comes as the DOJ is now 2 days away from handing over records to Congress related to Epstein's sex trafficking investigation as part of a subpoena by the House Oversight Committee. Washington, D.C. Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Faulders has more.
Alex, we're just learning that a third federal judge in New York has denied the Department of Justice request to unseal additional grand jury materials from Jeffrey Epstein's case. Remember, DOJ had asked judges in both Florida and New York to unseal grand jury materials that were related to his case, but also admitted in court filings that they didn't believe any of those materials would necessarily be new. So we do know that previously 2 federal judges denied that request. So this is the latest federal judge to deny this request. Now, it's worth pointing out that DOJ made this request also with the knowledge that this was only a small portion of the Jeffrey Epstein files that they said back in July they would no longer be releasing. So all of this is happening at the same time as congressional subpoenas. We know that the Republican-controlled Oversight Committee in Congress, headed up by Chairman Comer, he sent a subpoena to the Department of Justice requesting the full unredacted Epstein files. So that would be a number of documents that DOJ and FBI had said that they had reviewed. Now, they were originally supposed to turn over those documents to Congress on Tuesday. Now, that deadline has been extended to Friday, so we do expect the department to cooperate with that congressional subpoena and turn over those documents. Now, whether we see any of those publicly is still to be determined. This is all part of this larger congressional investigation where you've seen Republicans subpoena either former DOJ officials, one of Trump's former Attorney General's Bill Barr, for example, appeared for testimony earlier this week behind closed doors. They also have sent subpoenas to DOJ for these records. So there's lots of questions about what exactly DOJ will begin turning over. One of those documents that obviously is highly anticipated, unclear if it will be turned over to Congress, though I'm told by sources it most likely will, is that transcript of that interview between the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Jeffrey Epstein's former top associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, that was a transcript that was generated, we're told by sources, that was from about 9 hours of interviews that were conducted last month, and we still don't know exactly what occurred during that interview. Now, they will likely turn these records over to Congress privately, but there is a possibility that DOJ could decide to release some of these records publicly. We've reported and we know that there have been discussions behind the scenes about whether to release the audio and the transcript of that interview, something we could potentially also see this week. Alex.
All right, Catherine, thank you.